So I just did those two meditations, and these are meditations or visual exercises that I do when I'm processing emotions, or when I'm trying to see like what other shadow work do I have to do. Or if you hear me talk a lot about like spirituality is a video game, this is the steps I'm talking about. So I've kind of finished my last level, and now I did these visual exercises to reveal to me the next level of work I have to do. And anytime you do any sort of work like this, or shadow work, or processing emotions, don't consider it work. Consider it an expansion of your soul. So remember that Earth is a school for the soul. And the more that we can experience here, the more that we can heal, the more it actually affects us on a soul level, not just a human level. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people tend to forget. So now you have an example of how I've done my visual exercises. And now I'm going to break down what I've discovered about myself. So in this level of my therapy, I have revealed to myself that I do want love in my life, but there's something about myself and keeping myself safe that is keeping love from coming into my life, or me stepping into the real love parts of myself, of my life. In the I am a mirror meditation, one image there that kept sticking out was how happy I was to be dancing, to be free-spirited. And this is something that I have been healing, and it has a bit of my inner teen and the rough stuff I went through in my 2012 awakening all kind of attached to it. So in the door to my new reality, those raindrops, that was me dancing with somebody that I love. And when I opened the door initially, they were there holding a bouquet of roses. And I felt very much like, it felt like I wasn't allowed to have them. It almost felt like I wasn't allowed to love them, like I wasn't allowed to dance with them, like somebody else was supposed to have them and they weren't meant for me. So now I'm gonna kind of sit back and say, okay, well, why do I feel so restricted? And I think that's one of the things that, like I was saying in my meditations, it makes me, like, I come off cold, I'm cold, other people's opinions. And I think what it comes down to is possibly stuff I've heard in the past, possibly stuff that I have, almost like intrusive thoughts that I've allowed to program my brain into thinking I'm not good enough for this dream love or this dream life that I want in my life. And I feel like a part of me of why I'm so cold now is because I am trying to keep my heart safe, because I don't want, it's kind of like I am jumping into the assumption of I'll never have them, so why even try? And I'm going to redo these exercises to kind of hone in more on that and to see what I can do other than the dancing and the being authentic to myself. What else can I do to really allow myself to get rid of these intrusive thoughts, of these shadow thoughts, and to really feel more confident in realizing that yes, I can have this life that I want, that I know I'm deserving of. So as I do these steps, I can share with you guys some of my journal entries to give you a better idea of how I fully process and transmute this energy. The slower you do it, the more you set it in stone, the more you heal it. Feel like a lot of the times, a lot of these emotions that we don't necessarily want to deal with, we just kind of rush through them. And when we rush through them, we don't allow them to be fully experienced. So when we don't allow them to be fully experienced, they're always sitting there. So in the example of I still have my heart in thorns, it is because I think I've done such an amazing job healing myself that I am honestly really terrified that I'm going to allow somebody to come into my life who's going to destroy me, and I have to do the healing process all over again. So now I have to figure out, how do I allow somebody to come in, but I don't allow them to destroy me? Like, how do I keep up these boundaries? How do I open my heart, allowing it to experience heartbreak, but not allowing it to fully break? So like with the image of my heart and thorns, I had this feeling of like, I am actually the one that is breaking my own heart by not letting somebody else come in and break it for me. So this is what I'm going to be sitting on for the next little while, and this is the kind of deep dive into myself, into my shadow work that I'm going to be doing. Like, this is kind of it. And the annoying thing is like, I feel like I was already working on that, and I knew that some of the deeper stuff was coming, but the way I got these images, these visuals through these meditations right now, I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna be here for a few weeks. So following up with that, I am going to keep doing the dancing, keep doing the authentic me, falling more in love with myself instead of waiting for somebody else to fall back in love with me or to break my heart or anything like that. I'm not going to focus on any of that. I'm going to focus more on the dancing and being my full authentic self through my expression, through my content creation, and that will kind of balance out the scales. So if you guys have any questions about that, if you have any questions of any images that you've gotten in any of the meditations and you want to kind of evaluate or analyze what it all might mean, leave a few things in the comments and we can do it together as a community. Or you can DM me on my Instagram, which is Ines, INESKLJ333. And if you want it to be more private, or you can email me and we can do it a bit more privately, and I can do a full video of like how to analyze and break down certain things so that you understand what it actually means on a deeper level. I'm a very deep person, and I think one of the big things why I felt so comfortable in the cosmos is because I dive in deep. And I think one of the reasons why I come off cold or why I'm very big on protecting myself is because I'm deep. And I feel like now that I'm like talking it out and talking it through, I'm feeling like I'm always limited to other people. Like, I'm very limited by other people, and I feel like I want to be free from other people. If other people come into my life, fine, that's whatever. But now I'm really working on my self journey, and I don't want to share that with anyone else, even though I want to dance with the love of my life. And now that's that kind of balance that I'm trying to figure out and come to terms with. But that's kind of like what all of these visual exercises are about. It's about you revealing your truth about yourself to yourself. So again, if there's anything you guys want to evaluate, and even just talking about your images that you've seen and kind of talking about, well, with this image, I felt this and I think it's this, the more you talk about it and you journal about it, the more you will reveal to yourself. So this video here is a perfect example of what to do after these exercises. And even though these exercises and this analyzation and explanation is like around 15 to 20 minutes, it's something that's going to stay within you for weeks. So whenever you want, come back to these exercises, whether it's guided through my meditation or you do certain steps like close your eyes and step through that door, or close your eyes and see your reflection in the mirror. It can be a 2-second thing that you end up working on for a little while. So those are all okay. Like, that's what it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have these triggers come up, and then you're supposed to spend time reflecting on them, and that's how you learn more about yourself. And as always, happy healing. I love you guys. If you need anything at all, you want me to hone in and be specific about anything, anything at all, you let me know how I can best serve you and help you. And I love you guys. Happy healing.